Welcome to another edition of Flex Rental Solutions how-to videos. Today we're going to be going over the ability to configure the fetch data and the return results on your calendars. So the scenario that brought up this feature from a customer was when we look at our normal default calendars, we were returning all the results based on the start date. And so it was filtering these out and returning them by the earliest start date and showing the latest start date at the end. What they were looking for was a calendar that they could create that instead of basing it off the start date of when it shipped out, they were more worried about what were they in charge of going and picking up. And because they were worried about the pickup, they wanted it to be sorted by that end date. And so the way we can do that now is we have how should we fetch and return the results by. So we have that set up on this calendar by the end date. So the way we configured this is this customer also didn't want to see all the different extenuating stuff. So they were basing it on, does this job has a manifest, and if so, let's display it. And then let's return the results by the end date. So how we configured that is we started off with an existing calendar, and we just hit save as copy, and that created a copy of that calendar. Once we had that new copy, we renamed it return calendar, and we went through and unchecked all the different elements here that's saying, I don't care about these other element statuses like crew calls or things like that. We wanted to remove those and make sure that any manifest was listed. We also said if we've got transfer orders, we want to list those because those are jobs that we need to receive, things like that. And then we changed the fetch date and saved it to end date. So what that created is this new calendar that is filtering out by the end date. So you'll notice that the start dates are bouncing around. It is not sorting by start date. If it did, then these jobs would be sorted differently. But what we did is say, let's make sure that all these results are displayed based off the end date. So the oldest end date that we can view in this time range go first. The most recent will be displayed last. So that's why it's being displayed by end date. So this will allow us to create multiple calendars that will have different functionality for different people in the system. So an account manager may not be concerned at all about the return calendar. They might be using your default calendar as an example. But for the people who are doing the returns and picking up, this will be very helpful for them to see chronologically what do we need to pick up and in what order do we need to pick it up in. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please contact support at flexrentalsolutions.com. Thanks. Bye-bye.